Hey guys, and welcome back to Color Gab with me, Sharon, and today is Saturday, June 17th. So what I thought we would do is I thought we would go ahead and continue where we left off with this one picture. So as you can tell, what we did in our last Color Gab is I worked on this with some Neo 2s. So I'm going to go back in with some Polychromos and just kind of put some highlights and some definition and some shading and all that good stuff in this. So we're just going to go ahead and continue with this picture, and we will just see how we make out with this. So, like I said, and I'm going to go ahead and give my little disclaimer. I'm doing this with the visual impairment, so I have to get very close to my work so I can see what I'm doing. So I do apologize in advance for any appearances of my head or my hair. Actually, you won't see my hair too much because I do have it put back, so my hair should be okay. But I do apologize for any appearances of my big old head in the way. We will try to make do and see what we can do about that. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to make sure that I am in frame here. So, like I said, a lot has been going on since I have made a Color Gab video for you guys. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. So, see what's happening here. Alright, so, alright. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see that. So like I said, a lot has been going on since the last time I actually put up a little Color Gab video, or any video of that matter. Actually, as I speak, I am uploading a coloring book flip through and review. A book by Jade Summer. So you guys will see that long before you see this thing. Yeah, like I was saying, a lot's been going on. Let's see, I don't want to color over that leaf. And I've not been too present on my coloring group on Facebook because we've been out of town. We actually went out of town last weekend. We had some Lions Club stuff to do. And but this weekend we've actually got a free weekend, so I can actually get some videos made and just sort of relax a little bit. But anyway, so what we did last weekend was we had some Lions Club stuff to do, and we went to Michigan, and we went to a place called Leader Dogs for the Blind, which is in Rochester, Michigan. And this is where I got my guide dogs. You guys have heard me talk about Caleb. He is actually my third dog of that nature. And so that is where I got all of my guide dogs. And but anyway, we went up there because we had some Lions business to do, and they gave us a tour, which was nice because they've actually added a lot to their place. They have a new canine development center, which let me tell you, it is very, very impressive. It is super, super impressive. And so they gave us a tour, and then we just, we kind of had a meeting with some of the officials up there. And so we left on Sunday to do that, and then we were up there Monday to do the tour and the meeting. And then after we got done, we visited with a friend of mine who I met, and I'm looking for another blue here. We actually visited with a friend of mine that I actually met when I was in guide dog training for the first time back in '92, because we actually got our dogs together. We got our first dogs together. I didn't know her before, but I met her when we were in class together, and we have been friends ever since. We have. So once we got done with our stuff, we went to see her, spent some time with her, and then we stayed over an extra day on Tuesday, you know, so that we could go ahead and spend some time with her. And just to, you know, hang out, and you know, we took her to dinner and stuff, or actually more of a lunch on Tuesday. But that was quite a lot of fun. So I think I'm gonna have to go in and let me think here. This is kind of a bluish purple that I put on this. But yeah, like I said, we had quite a lot of fun with her, and I was really glad to be able to see the new canine center, because I'd wanted to see that for a long time now. You know, like in their newsletters and stuff, you know, they had to raise quite a bit of money to, you know, to put that together. But it is very impressive, let me tell you. And you know what? Like, if I were a dog, I'd love to go live there. I really would, because it is super, super impressive. It really is. And yeah. But it was really nice to see Brenda, and she's on her second dog, and she's actually had to retire her dog though, because you know, she's old. I mean, she's very old, and she can't really work anymore. In fact, she's all just gimped up with like arthritis, and she can't hear very well anymore. And yeah, so she's had to retire her, but she's still got her. But it's just been really tough, you know, because, like, you know, it's a big adjustment when you know, when you got to think about the next one, you know, when they're no longer able to work anymore. Oh, there we go. That'll make it blend a little bit better. So it's quite a big adjustment, and so she's, you know, she's having a hard time dealing with that. But you know, when we were there, we kind of, hopefully, you know, we helped her a little bit, and you know, we tried to talk her through some of the stuff, and you know, but it's still hard, no matter how you look at it. There we go. I should get that blender pencil, and I think I'm going to get that colorless blender and do a little bit of blending. I'm doing the Polychromos over my Neo 2s, and I feel like I got a big dark spot or something right there. So we're going to take this colorless blender, and we're going to just blend it a little bit. Just searching through my bag. And here is, let's see, that's a Posca pen. There's my colorless blender. But, and also, like I was saying in one of my videos, is that Caleb is also going to have to retire. He's probably going to have to retire in the next year or so. Yeah, about the next year, because he's got arthritis that is slowing him down, and his back legs will drag, and he'll just get like really uncomfortable. But right now, I mean, he still wants to do the work. He still can, but you know, there's going to be a time, probably sooner than later, where he's going to be slowing down quite a bit, and it's not going to be fun. So, because I want to get another golden. I've had 2 goldens, and to get a paper towel. But I've had 2 goldens. My first one was an Australian blue heeler, so he was quite different. Charlie was a different sort of boy. But because I want another golden, because that would, you know, I would request another golden, there's a bit of a wait time, so I'm going to get my stuff in now. That way, when Caleb can't do the work anymore, then they will have a date picked out for me to actually be able to go. And then I will be able to do that. So that is my story. and I am sticking to it. But yeah, it was quite an eye-opener because you know, that canine center was pretty new, and I'm going to sharpen some of my Polychromos while I'm talking. The canine center was pretty new. They've not had it for very long, considering, and so it was a real eye-opener to actually see that. And yeah, so I was really glad that I got to see that, because it was just really cool. It was just really cool. So, as I said, we left last Sunday to go up there, and then on Saturday, which was the day before, we had to do a screening for one of the Lions clubs. As I was saying, my husband is a backup driver for one of our screening units, and so we actually left on Friday night because we actually had to stay overnight in the hotel. So that was our thing that we did on the Saturday, and then we came back home. We got home about Saturday night, and we then on Sunday we left to go up to Leader Dog, and then we came back on Tuesday. So that is why I've not been able to do any videos lately, because I've just not been home to do any. And the noise you hear in the background is my daughter. She's doing some dishes. So, oh goodness, come on, pencil, don't break on me. But yeah, she's doing some dishes. So that's the noise that you're gonna hear. But yeah, so that was our little trip. And then, so that's why I've not been able to do any videos for you guys. And so then, you know, like I said, we got back Tuesday. And then Wednesday and Thursday, I just decided to be like super lazy. Like I did not want to do anything. Did not want to do anything at all. So I was super lazy Wednesday and Thursday, and was just, I'm really behind in watching my videos too on YouTube. Like all the people I watch on YouTube, I'm really behind with that. So I've been trying to get caught up with that. I am still very behind. I'm still woefully behind. So that's going to be a curl up in bed with my iPad and do that at night, I think. Or, you know, whenever during the day when I can. So I was doing that, you know, trying to get some videos watched. And then today, let's see, what did I do on Friday? Pretty much the same thing on Friday. Like what did I do on Friday? Not much, honestly. I didn't do too much on Friday. Oh, I know what I did on Friday. I had some little maintenance to do on my computer. Like, it's kind of a little bit of a long story, but I have, like some of my files and stuff backed up in like, two to three different places, okay? Because I learned my lesson the hard way, like when I lost everything when my computer died one time. And I had lost, like all of my saves for my Sims games. I lost, you know, there's been times that I've lost like my entire email folder. I've lost pretty much like everything on my computer several years back. And so I always try to get everything backed up. I really do. So I had to do quite a bit of backup, some maintenance and backup work for my computer. And I run on a Mac. I have an iMac, but I also am able to start up into Windows by use of Boot Camp. And that is that is how I play my games, because that kind of stuff really doesn't work very well on a Mac. So, so I have to play my Sims and stuff in Windows because it just doesn't work very well. So, what I did was I took that time on Friday, and when I'm backing stuff up and when I'm like rearranging things, it's really hard to do anything on the computer because it takes up a lot of that that time and that memory or whatever to do that with. So I let the computer go, and then I just turned on one of my books and started listening to it, and while the computer was doing its thing. And yeah, so that's what I did on Friday, which was yesterday. And then today, we were actually quite busy. We took, my husband and I actually did a really big, like a 2.5 miler walk with all the dogs. I had Caleb on my left side, of course, and I had him in the harness, so he was working. He was in 7th heaven. And then John and I, my husband John, we traded off with Sheena and Turbo. I started out with Caleb on the left and then Turbo on the right. And then he worked with Sheena because when she gets going at first, she's very hyper. She's very hyper and excited, and so you have to kind of get her to settle down just a bit. So he worked with her until she settled down just a little bit. But it doesn't take her very long to settle down, actually, because once she gets settled down, she's a real good girl, and she listens pretty well, and she's just a very good walker that way. And so once she settled down a little bit, then he took Turbo. And, of course, I still had Caleb on the left side, and then I had Sheena on my right side. So we did about a big 2.5 miler. And then once we got back on our sidewalk, I stopped and talked to my neighbor for a little bit. I live next door to a policeman. So it was kind of nice to just stop and talk to him for a little bit because even though he lives next door to us, we don't see him very often because, like, he works some long hours and he, is doing some stuff around his house and stuff. And so we just, we don't, like, we do have next door neighbors on both sides of us, but, like, we don't really jibber jabber very much. It just doesn't happen. And I guess in a way that's kind of good. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I like jibber-jabbering, but it's kind of nice when you have neighbors that aren't very nosy. Because, we all just kind of do our thing, and we all just kind of live our lives and stuff, and so we don't have very nosy neighbors, which is good. I'm trying to smooth this out a little bit. I'm going to take my blender again. So, that is that. So, we just, we jibber-jabbered with him for a little bit, and then we came home, and, what else did we do? Oh, my husband had to go to the store and pick up a few things, and I, charged up my camera a little bit, and then here I am making this video. So here we are with our little Color Gab today. Now, I am probably not going to sing very much today. I will do that in another video, since I did the sing-along last time. Kind of want to do a little variety of things, but I do have some song requests, like Anne from A Colorful Life has asked me to sing, what is it, the Two of Us by the Carpenters or something like that. And then Donna, I have a request from Donna Kirby, who wants me to sing Because You Loved Me by Celine Dion. So I will be doing that in the next session of Color Gab. You can be looking forward to that, plus some other songs, that I'll have to think up and bring out for you guys to hear. But yes. But we will do that for another video. Today I just kind of want to chat a little bit because I have a lot to say today. I have a lot to say today. But look at how nice that's looking. Like I said, I did the Neo 2s, and then I just put the Polychromos on top of it. And I think I got some pretty good shading right there, and blending and so forth. So I'm just trying to do a little bit of highlights with it, and just make it pop a little bit. Yeah. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to just kind of do something. I think that's a leaf, actually. I think. Oops. Now, I don't have them out with me today, but I think in the next video I'm going to, yeah, that's a leaf right there. That'll need to be done with some green. But I have some stuff that my husband gave me. I don't have it out right now, but I do have that, and so in the next video I will go ahead and show that for next time. So be on the lookout for that. Now I want to take some purple, and I want to just kind of shade in these flowers a little bit. I hope everybody can see that. I'm just going to take some purple, and I'm just going to put some stuff around the petals a little bit to highlight it. I think that'll look really pretty. And I'm going to do that with the leaves too. With green, not with purple, but with green. I will be doing that. So now what I try to do with the Neos is I try to go in with this real light wash, and then I just take the pencils and I'll just, you know, try to do a little bit of highlighting with it and stuff, and just some blending and so forth, and then you know, just to kind of give it a little bit of extra pop. So I'm trying to do these with these little petals. I hope you guys can see this, and I hope my big head ain't in the way. I'm trying to keep my head kind of to. I'm trying to put the camera on the right hand side a little bit more, and then keep my head just kind of off to the left. That seems to work out pretty well. Now, one thing I do want to get, and I'm looking into this, is I want to get one of those tabletop easels. I think that will be really beneficial, because then I can reposition the camera, and I'm actually looking kind of straight ahead at it and not like bending over and looking down. And I think that's going to kind of be more beneficial also with my back and my neck, you know, so I'm not aching by the time I'm done with all this, which will be nice. Let me tell you. I won't be able to use something like that like when I'm coloring on my bed, because you actually do need a firm surface to, you know, to be dealing with that. But I'm going to get one, and I'm going to try it out here at the table for these Color and Gab sessions, and we will go from there. Let's see. I may have to flip the book just a little bit. And hopefully you guys can still see. So I'm just going real lightly over this with this pencil here. You know, just because I want it to blend and shade without me having to do a whole ton of work with it. But I think that looks really pretty. I think that's going to look really pretty, these flowers. Yeah, I like that. What do you guys think of that little flower right there? What do you guys think of that? So we'll need to do the same thing up here on this one. So again, I'm just going to take the pencil, and I'm just going to go over these little petals just real lightly. So, but today, tomorrow is Father's Day here in the States. I'm not sure what we're going to do. Sometimes we'll go out to dinner. My husband likes to do that, and we like to do that. So we will see how we make out with that. We'll see. Normally, we're supposed to be having our pen club meeting, our fountain pen club meeting, but usually we don't have that on Father's Day, so we are not going to be doing that. They always try to forego that, you know, for the sake of the holiday. So, our weekend is pretty much free and clear, really. Unless there's something we choose to do. We'll probably do another 2.5 miler tomorrow with the dogs. Oh, I decided that I have put myself on a diet. Yep, you can laugh at me, but I have decided to put myself on a diet. I want to lose a good 20 pounds. So, once we got back from Michigan, I have been basically eating nothing but Caesar salad and grilled salmon and a little bit of rice. So, we're going to be eating some grilled chicken. But yep, I've been just eating pretty much Caesar salad and grilled salmon fillets and a little bit of rice. And that's been about it. I think that may be a leaf. Not sure. Yeah, I think that's a petal. I'm going to color that in right there. We're going to say it's a petal. So, doing the 2 miler with the dogs, you know, will help with the exercise bit. And I've got my treadmill off in the other room, which I need to get into the habit of getting on. You know what? There's one flower that I did not color in. I'm going to have to come back and do that. Alright, so we got these 2 greens, and I'm going to mess with the leaves a little bit. And, yeah, so, let's see. I want the lighter one first. They're pretty similar. At least on the outside. But yeah, I decided that I am putting myself on a diet. So I have been eating, like I said, a lot of Caesar salad, grilled salmon, and we'll probably be eating a lot of grilled chicken because I am determined that I am going to lose a good 20 pounds. I'm tired of my midsection looking like I'm like 3 months pregnant. Because that's about how it looks. I look like I'm about 3 to 6 months pregnant in the midsection. And I don't know if, I guess it's a woman thing, but it seems like a lot of women have the problems with the belly, you know, with the midsection getting thick. So I know I certainly do. It's been a struggle all my life, really, and I've not really been like in my younger days, like I've not been like model thin, like I've not been like super model thin or anything, like, you know, looking like I was anorexic or anything, but, you know, I could wear, I don't know, I could wear between a size 5 and a size 6 back in the day, but as I've gotten older and as I am dealing with, as I'm dealing with a thyroid condition, plus with some female stuff going on that has happened over the years, I have put on more weight than I would have liked, and I'm actually bigger than I have been in my entire life. Like, I'm bigger now than I've actually been in my entire life, and I do not like it. So, whatever it is, it's got to go. It's definitely got to go, no question. And let's see, I'm trying to just make sure that I'm not coloring over anything I shouldn't be coloring over. Okay. But yeah, it has got to go, no question. No question. No question, no ifs, ands, buts, or maybes. It's got to go. So, we shall see. Sometimes, like I've been on diets before and stuff, and I've like fallen off the wagon because pasta is my downfall, and pasta is my downfall, and I miss it when I can't have it. And I actually hate like being told what I can and can't eat. Like, I hate that, absolutely hate it. But I gotta do something, right? I gotta do something. So it is what it's gonna be. It is what it's gonna be. Alright. So there's our leaves. Now I think I'm gonna find some yellow and work in the middle of the flowers, and then also I need to find something for her hair. You know what? I think we're gonna color her eyes green. I think we'll color her eyes the same color as the leaves, you know, so that it matches, because we never really did anything with her eyes. And I'm just gonna make sure that I'm in frame. Hopefully you guys can see this. Try to flip the book a little bit. I'm trying to go lightly in the irises a little bit. Now I do have a Posca pen that I can use, or a gel pen that I can use to highlight these little, you know, the white parts in the eye. I mean, you can see them here, but it's just I can make them a little bit more pronounced. And this part here, I need to get kind of close so I can see what I'm doing with it. And try to blend it in now. I think I got over in the white part a little bit. Okay. Again, I'm gonna try to just keep my head out of the way. But these parts here, they're kind of tiny, so I have to get in close so I can see. Okay. Sorry for the silence. I'm trying to just concentrate on these real small parts with the eyes. Oop, and I did it again. Okay, I'm gonna have to take my little Faber-Castell little eraser and clean that up a little bit, but I'll do that later. Okay. Alright. Maybe I'll work on that a little bit later and see what I can do, but there's her eyes anyway for the time being there. Alright, I'm going to get some yellows and some reds, and I will be right back. Okay guys, I think we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of work on her hair. And then I'll work on the center of these flowers. So I think what I want to do is I want to take a darker shade, and I'm probably going to have to flip the book a little bit. But I hope you guys can see, because I think I decided that we're going to make her a redhead. So I'm just going to go over these neo colors, and I'm just going to kind of darken some up, like around the roots. Okay. And do the same thing here. And then I'll take the lighter pencil and we'll just kind of blend it in a little bit. The foundation with these neo colors, I think, really helps. Yeah, I think it really does help. And then we can always put in like some other little things like down here, just some lighter stuff. And then we'll blend it in a little bit. I'm not very good at working on hair. I want to learn how to do hair better. One book I want to get is that one by, was it Helen Ellison, I think it is? Helen Ellis or Helen Ellison, something like that, where it talks about like the colorist special effects. Because I think that would be a good resource that shows you how to do a lot of this, where it helps you make it look really nice. So I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of coloring around here. I don't know how. Might have to go in with the darker color again a little bit because it looks like it's not wanting to blend out as nicely. Sometimes you got to do this in a couple of layers. And I'm just going to go up a little bit into this. Just make some flicking motions here, and then we'll blend it in a little bit. I don't know if I'm doing this right, but but we are going to try. And I may take the blender pencil and work a little bit, but I think it's coming along. Actually, I think this is going to work out nicely like this. And probably what I'll do is once I am off camera, I'll go in and I'll see if there's any other spots that I need to clean up a little bit and then do that. But I think this hair is looking pretty decent. I think it's going to look pretty decent. I'm going to take the darker one and I'm going to flip the book around just a little bit so I can kind of see what I'm doing. That would help, I think. So I'm just going to do some flicking motions right here with this pencil, some downward flicking in random areas. And then I will take my lighter color and just kind of work it a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So maybe here just a little bit too. Okay guys, I think that doesn't look too terribly bad. I think that actually looks fairly decent. Oh, I gotta do her bows too, but I'm gonna grab some yellow and I'm going to work on the center of those flowers. So, slide these back in here. And then I just want to take a nice yellow and just kind of do the, I just want to take the yellow and just kind of do the center of the flowers a little bit to kind of give it a little bit more oomph. So what have you guys been up to this week? What's your weekend looking like? How are things going? What have you guys been coloring? Have you had any exciting news happen? Like I was telling you, our exciting news just was our trip to Michigan. And like I said, I put myself on this diet. I put myself on this diet. And I really am determined to make it succeed. Because, let me tell you, a good 20 pounds off of my, especially off my midsection, would go a long way. Now I'm lifting the page up so I can see just a little bit. A good 20 pounds off my, especially off my midsection, would go a very, very long way. And but you know what they say is that you lose from the top down. So I'll probably notice it like in my face more, first of all. And then I'll probably notice it more like, it seems like my fingers always gain. My fingers always gain, and then my stomach always gains. And I got some pencil in the wrong way. So I always gain in my fingers and my stomach, which is not fun. Alright guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. We're getting some dark skies out there, and according to what our weather said, we're going to get some storms. So it's probably best if I end up shutting down the computer later on. But anyway, I do apologize for the shortness of this video. I'll do a longer session next time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to do some more of this picture off camera and come back in another video and show you what I have. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment and tell me what you think. Hit that like button. And of course, subscribe to my channel if you have not done that already. But better yet, hit that bell so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. You guys have a great day. And happy Father's Day to everyone here in the States. And we will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye guys.